Alright, early pollen, and we definitely need to rest now. So we'll do our rounds first. Peng barely looks up from work. Is there something you need? She asks. I'm attempting to manifest a flow state, which is a perfect plane of uninterrupted mental stimulation. It's supposed to be quite effective for creatives and researchers. Here, have a flower. Suppose this might be of scientific interest, Tang says, analyzing the flower. She pulls a petal off and looks at it. Yes, I'll take a look at this under a microscope. I hope you find it useful. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Thank you, she adds, almost as an afterthought. I guess we'll go around down here first. No items. Anemone is with vase? Yeah. Here. Have a strange device. Let's see, it is early pollen, which makes it Rex's birthday. You spot Nem talking to Vase. She smiles warmly and claps her on the shoulder. And she goes red, stammering out a goodbye as he walks away. Oh, hey, Selene, she says when you approach. I don't have any eggs. So I've got nothing for you. Alright, Cal is up here. Yep, we've read that one. Have a bobber fruit. Oh, he wants to talk now. You had plans to hang out with Cal today, but when you arrive at the Geoponics Dome, it's worryingly dark inside. You fumble around in the red emergency lighting until all the lights come back on with a heavy ka-chunk of a breaker being flipped. You blink it into the sudden blinding light until the figures of Cal and Chief Engineer Instance resolve themselves in your vision. Absolutely no more of that, young man, Instance scolds Cal as he cradles his hoverboard in his arms. The power grid is not your plaything. I understand, Auntie, Cal says. I'm sorry. Instance mutters to herself as she passes you. Honestly, all of this over a toy. Hey dude, Cal greets you. Sorry, I meant to meet you outside after work, but he looks down at his hoverboard. My board wouldn't start, and I figured it was maybe out of juice, but when I plugged it in, it threw off all these sparks, and then the whole power grid shut down. Cal's shoulders slump. I was gonna ask Dr. Instance to take a look at it, but she told me she doesn't have the time to fix the dumb toy. Well, let me take a look at it. I've got tons of engineering. Well, okay, Cal says, slowly handing over the lifeless hoverboard. I guess you are pretty good at fixing things. You open up the hoverboard and poke around in its guts for a while. After about 20 minutes, you think you have it figured out. You rewire it so that power no longer flows through the burned out capacitor. Stick a little duct tape in there and close the casing. Fixing rundown tech, another value wild. Cal takes the hoverboard and cautiously flips the switch. Voila! It floats. It hovers even. Radical! Cal shouts, then covers his mouth with his hands. I mean, this is totally cool, Selene. Thank you so much. To celebrate, Cal lets you take the first spin on the board. Whoa, it bucks like a wild animal under your feet, and Cal catches you as you stumble off of it. Careful, he laughs. That first step is a doozy. Hey, Nomi. Rex and Nomi are curled together. Yep, we saw this last time. Have a crystal cluster. Wow, it makes rainbows. It's perfect. Thank you so much. Yep. Hey, Rex. Rex is perched on a fence, his lunch forgotten in his lap as he hollers compliments at people passing by. The color looks great on you, he yells at someone. Have you been working out? He yells at another. He catches you watching and shoots you a goofy grin. Back on Earth, they used to call this catcalling, he says, shrugging. My way is better, I think. Hugs incoming. Rex throws his arms wide. Coach, I'm open, he laughs, catching you. As you throw yourself into his arms, he spins you around and growls into your neck, squeezing you tightly. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. Let's give him a present. A log. Woo, Rex hollers with happiness as he takes the mushwood from you. You remember my birthday and brought me the perfect thing to help build my bar. Nice. Mars. Mars throws a bulging tote bag onto the ground. Out with the old, she announces. All of these are ready for the textile recycler. If you want to go through them, go for it. They're all so last season. So they're perfect for someone who doesn't really get fashion, like you. I can't wait to get some new clothes. It feels like I've been wearing the same thing for years. Found something you might like. Crystal cluster. No flower. Yep. Okay. Who else? This is up here. This is squatting at the edge of the colony, staring off into the wilderness with his arms wrapped around his knees. It doesn't matter, he mutters. Soon I'll be gone, and then you'll be gone. He puts one hand on the ground. We'll all be gone, eventually. But this planet will still be here. You like the devices. Starting to run out of those, which is a shame. Dis eyes light up when he sees your gift. Whoa, he says, taking them from you with uncharacteristic delight. Where did you find this? It looks like some kind of alien artifact. It's gotta be. Anything out here? Nope. Keeping an eye out for collectibles, but I haven't seen it yet, which is a shame. Oh, there's a log over there. That's good. Your dad's up to his elbows in rich brown dirt. You've rarely seen him happier. Hey, Gooseberry, he says, crunching his nose at you instead of waving. Here to give your old man a hand? I could use one. Yeah, you've said that. We are getting plenty to eat and drink. Okay, so now I need to relax, and as usual, we are going to relax in geoponics to hopefully level up our pet. It hasn't been long enough for the flowering trees to mature, but they've been planted, hopefully little saplings barely distinguishable from weeds, stretching their thin fingers to the sky. In the years to come, even long after they're gone, these trees will shelter future generations. It's dizzying to think about the future on that scale. They're so small now, just like the colony, but in the future, they will be so much more. Did not level up our pet. Finally, it's letting us get rid of some of these really terrible cards. Yeah, that 0 can go away. You're woken by the buzzing of your holopalm. It's a colony-wide alert. You rub your eyes and ponder the thickness of the air seeping into your bedroom through the open veranda door. It's an ominous but beautiful sight. The seasonal pale pink haze has turned a deep fuchsia with scintillating silver sparkles floating through it. The shimmer. Thankfully, you've all been inoculated against the shimmer, because this looks like a bad year for the airborne spores. To be safe, you stay inside and seal your door and windows tightly. You spend the time playing hologames with your dad. After a couple days, the pollen fog passes without incident. I haven't seen it because in every game I've successfully solved the shimmer, but I believe that is the time frame where your dad will die if you haven't solved the shimmer. Yep, trying to push me towards Cal. Your dad pulls a flower out of his pocket and gives it to you. A blossom for my little blossom. He tucks it behind your ear. I'm 99.99% sure this isn't poisonous, but let me know if you get a weird rash or anything. Will do. Alright, let's look around. This is up here. Soldiers are a bunch of buttholes. Dis mutters, wrapping his arms around himself. All they want to do out there is shoot things and tear up the plants. It's awful. They're just making it worse. It is no one's birthday in mid-pollen. Okay. And let's look out here in case any new collectibles showed up, and they didn't. Hey, Mars. We read that recently. Rex is catcalling. Nomi. Yeah, we read that one as well. Okay. I try not to reread the same ones over and over. Yep, Cal is still talking about how much murdering the aliens is bad. Tang. Tang gestures towards the geoponics domes. We're doing some really incredible things with genetically modified crops, she says proudly. Recombinant DNA is fascinating. We can take the genes that select for hardiness in vertumnant plants and insert them into the genomes of humble Terran plants with higher yields, such as potatoes. Oh, she says, coloring her eyes, or even coffee beans. Alright. Anything else? Anyone else? Base and Nem, I guess. Yeah. And I don't have anything you want, because we don't have any eggs. So I could just do more exploring to get more collectibles, or more events. I think surveying the ridge is now done, more or less. Yeah, no more collectibles. A new boss event has spawned. Really? There's good stuff from doing the boss events in the ridge, from what I recall. So I'm tempted. It's sort of a waste of a month if I just go there directly and do the boss event and then leave, but it won't overly stress me. And should be quick. Yeah, I kind of want to keep going down the track for this. Plus, we can talk to Sim and give him the data drive. So, yeah. We're going to keep this quick. Yeah. No collectibles, so we're just rushing to get directly to the boss event. And talk to Sim. If he's there. I think he should be. I think at this point, Sim will show up in any of the exploration locations, now that we found him. Hey, Sim. For once, you see Sim before he sees you. He's crouched just off the path, staring at a flower, his face blank. He doesn't react as you approach, so you watch him for a while. He's so perfectly motionless, you'd think he was a plant too. His eyes are unfocused. Is he accessing some kind of mental interface? Eventually, you clear your throat. Sim carefully stands up and turns to face you. For a moment, you're not sure if he recognizes you. Then he tosses his head, and a grin leaps to his face. Selene, you got me checking in with the boss. Your boss is that flower, or you have a boss? I'm assuming the flower is more of an interface at the moment. You have a boss? My boss? As I told you, they aren't fond of change, he replies. They're also very much like your boss. What's she named? Utopia? He tilts his head to the side. Her name word is fitting, isn't it? He says. He lays one finger against his shin. I appreciate that she always reminds you not to get yourself killed. I wish you'd listen to her. She gave me a job to do, or I can take care of myself. She gave me a job to do. And I have my job, Sim replies, which is to protect this place. He laughs. Protecting you seems to be my hobby. If the boss finds out I'm talking to you, I'd be in trouble, so shush, he murmurs and puts his finger to his lips. Then why keep talking to me? Sim smiles warmly. Because you're the boy of my dreams, literally, he replies. I can't seem to stay away from you. And because you humans are different, he continues. I'm so bored of everyone else on this planet. The other gardeners, my boss, they have everything on Bertumna just the way they like it, and don't want the teeniest thing to change. He sighs. It's boring. See that tree? Sim points to a large tree with many long limbs dripping from it and embedded in the ground. That tree was a small creature for a part of its life cycle. You call it the Vricky. Once it plants its roots, that's where it stays for the rest of its life. The gardeners spend time as trees too, sometimes hundreds of years. If you do that enough, you start to think like a tree, set in your ways. He spreads his hands, an earnest expression on his face. When I watch you, when I talk to you and learn about your species, I feel inspired. I feel young again. Wait, how old are you? Or, hold on, you can shapeshift? Both of those are good. How old are you? I like to think I'm young at heart, Sim replies with a mischievous smile. You have so many more questions for this man, or gardener, or whatever he is, but as soon as you open your mouth to ask, Sim cocks his head as if listening and holds up a hand. I'm sorry, he says, looking for all the world like he's listening to the dang flower, but I must away. And with that, he's gone, off to protect the wild, or rescue damsels or whatever, or maybe he's just avoiding your questions. Well, I still have the data drive. Did you bring what I asked? Sim is standing in the shadows, wrapped up in his clothes, like he's trying to blend into the jungle. He looks like a vid actor pretending to be shifty. You guess he's asking about the data he asked you to smuggle out of engineering. I've got the data you asked for. Here I brought you something. Could you help me calm down? I got the data you asked for. I knew it, Sim exclaims. I dreamed about it last night in my vat. In your what now? Here, it's yours. Yes, but answer questions first. I changed my mind. In your what now? Sim waves his hands dismissively. Never mind, let me have the data drive. Yes, but answer a question first. Sim sighs and crosses his arms, but from his smile, you can tell he's amused by your little game. Okay, I'll answer exactly one question. What is it? Do other people know about you? Do the gardeners want to hurt us? What's with those thumping ruins? How do you know my language? You'd probably just say that Dis knows about him. I'm assuming. This is tough, I only get one question. Do the gardeners want to hurt us? Seems an obvious yes, or at least some of them do. What's with the thumping ruins? That's a good call. I don't have an answer on that one. These one, at least, I have somewhat guesses of what the answer would be. What's with those thumping ruins? As your surveyor suspects, they were made by those you call the Convergent domain. He tells you, they built cities and created the gardeners, then ruined everything and left. About 20,000 years ago, give or take. They created you, but what do the thumpers do? They created you? Sim wags his finger. I said one question, and I've already told you too much. You hand over the data drive, and Sim takes it reverently, staring as if he could see what's inside. Marvelous, he says. Like a genetic payload, except with digital data instead of organic. What will I learn from this trove, I wonder? You're still puzzling over the implications of the phrase genetic payload as he continues. The other gardeners are so tedious and obsessed with their work, he complains. They're more concerned with maintaining equilibrium than experiencing new things. They don't understand that novelty is what makes life interesting. He slips the data drive into his sleeve. Thank you, Selene. I will treasure this. Alright. Let's move on to the boss event. I think I'm hearing a thumper. And I thought we took care of all the thumper events, so maybe the boss event is a new thumper event. I don't know. Let's see, should be up here? Yes, the boss event is a new thumper event. You and Dis are exploring the ruined wormhole observatory again. It feels so familiar. You've dreamed about this place many times, and it's like you just remember it all now. This time, the dream memories grip you. You wander as if sleepwalking down familiar paths. You look up and see the wormhole faint in the sky above. The time is right to observe it. Disk tries to keep up. Where are you going? He asks angrily. You don't answer. You're trying to concentrate on finding the place. You approach the large pyramid in the center of the complex. Beside it is one of the smaller elevators, a little monolith with its round iris door. This is the place. Your head throbs with it. Even standing outside, you know there's something down there. Find a way in. You look for one of those elevator monoliths near the pyramid and find it, but it's overgrown with snaking vines and brambles, with very large flowers all over. You could push through them, but this stops you and shows you the Geiger counter reading on his holopalm. These flowers seem to be radioactive. Your suit won't protect you for long. We already learned how to neutralize the radiation, thankfully, so neutralize it. Pass on by, no problem. Good thing you studied this plant earlier and know its wily ways. Tickle it just so, and the radioactive flower closes. It parts to let you through. You enter the elevator, thankfully still working, and descend beneath the ground. It opens to a kind of antechamber room, with an exit at the other end, leading to the heart of the pyramid. There are glyphs carved into the crystal panels on the walls, symbols that resemble the wormhole. You start across the room. The farther you go, the more your head swims. You have to pause. You think you might faint. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Wait, maybe this is a bad idea. Gained a bit of stress? No, keep going. The fog slowly clears from your eyes. Your head still hurts, but you can think again. This looks concerned, even going so far as to reach out to steady you. Are you okay? You try to explain to Dis. It's hard to put into words. You just say, my head hurts. Obviously, he says, but no, it's more than that. You're seeing things. It's kind of like the array, and kind of like a dream. But you feel that something super important is up ahead. You need to see it. Maybe we'd better leave, Dis says nervously. You don't look so good. Keep going. More stress. Past the antechamber is the long hallway. Sloping down, things around you are starting to look kind of weird, like two slightly different realities overlapping. Dis's face is starting to phase in and out of existence. You're hit with a strong wave of dizziness and nausea. Things seem to move in slow motion, but also far too fast. You lean over and tough it out, because our toughness is 50 or greater? Barely. Or concentrate, mind over matter, because our reasoning is 50 or greater. Our reasoning is better, so we'll use that option. Or if we didn't have enough stress, or didn't have enough toughness or reasoning, we'd be forced to just black out. Now, mind over matter. I will get through this. You keep going. At the bottom of the hallway are more crystal panels on the walls, many facets broken, or are they whole? The walls have crumbled, and roots creep over everything, but also they don't? Every time you blink, the room seems to flip and swim between the two realities. All the same, you feel absolutely compelled to continue. What is with this place? This is both there and not there. The part of him which exists looks concerned. We need to leave now, he says. This place is hurting you. There's a round iris door at the end of the hall, and are you sure you want to go any further? One more room. 18 stress. You pass through the doorway into a large square chamber with a sloping ceiling. Your sense of this place, of the vibrations, is telling you this must be directly under the big pyramid on the surface. The floor and even the air here thrums with vibrating energy. Ugh, even I can feel it now too, Dis mutters behind you, rubbing his head. The room is empty except for a raised platform in the middle, which looks enticingly like a bed, which is convenient because you are definitely going to faint this time. You collapse onto the platform and are overcome by a spectacular migraine headache. It feels like your head is going to explode. Endure the pain, focus on the pain, or black out. We will again choose the reasoning option because our reasoning is better, and we will focus on the pain and try not to black out. Oh, they locked a 9 card in, so that'll be there for every phase of the challenge. It's kind of hard to work around, but it's a good card. We'll just toss in a couple of 6s. Next round. That's a 7. Yeah, we're getting some good values here. Guess just toss in a 6. Nice, only 19 more. And we've already got 9 of that. So yeah, we're definitely going to beat this challenge, which doesn't always happen. We'll toss that in so everything's blue. Then what? I could do like a 3, 4, 5. Which will turn into a 4, 5, 6, I guess. Yeah. We even beat the super goal. And this was a hard challenge, so that's rare and neat. So this autoplay fairy, once per battle, find a slightly better hand. So I can click this and it will make minor changes or let me know if I've already got the best one. So you already have the best score. Nice. So nothing changes and I win. It's not going to automatically give me the best hand, it'll just make things slightly better. So if I'm nearly the best, it might push it to the best. Otherwise, if I've got a terrible hand, it'll make it slightly better. Yeah. You slip into something. Whoa, that is +1 bravery, +1 empathy, +1 reasoning, +2 engineering, +1 perception, +1 bravery, +1 empathy. That's a lot. You slip into a kind of waking dream, layers upon layers of visions. This is your lover, or Mars, or Tammy. You're a boy and a girl, or both and neither. Young and old, a farmer, a hunter, a politician. You're dead and you're alive. You've never been born. Time unravels before you, an infinite tapestry crumbling wherever you look. It's all very weird. You see the web of possibilities and understand what time truly is. It's all happening at once, and none of it will ever happen. It's only sheer chance that any one possibility comes into existence, not any intrinsic truth of the universe, of fate. It's just a glimpse, probably over in a second, but a glimpse of an eternity you can hardly fathom. Then you see the wormhole, enormous in a starry sky. You look down and see yourself on a plateau gazing up at it. You recognize the place, a gnarlwood bluff, not far from the colony, alive with the phosphorescence of glow season. This you seems expectant, as if waiting for something momentous to arrive, something that will change everything. The vision is crystal clear, and you feel in control in a way you haven't since you started having these visions. You know you must go there. Nice, lose 25 stress. You wake up feeling refreshed. Your headache is gone. You're still a little dizzy, but the room has stopped spinning and has returned to one singular reality again. The vibrations have stilled. Dis's face fills your vision. Selene, he exclaims. Selene, are you okay? Yeah, I'll tell Dis what I saw. I can trust Dis. He listens in awe, and then in dejection as you describe your visions. Why didn't I see it? He sighs. I was here too. I want to know everything. Include the juicy bits, flirt with Dis, tell him about your dreams, or just focus on the science of it. So it says from a past life. I wonder if this is showing up because I briefly showed off that Tammy scene, like really early on, where you can potentially save her if it now thinks that I'm living multiple lives, because usually the from a past life only shows up on repeat lives. But either way, it's here now. I don't know if I messed up to cause that. So we'll tell him about our dreams. You tell Dis about how not only did you see all those visions, but that you believe they're real. You've lived them, or some of them anyway. They're as real as the life you're living now. He listens intently, then nods. I believe you, he says simply. You look at him in shock, but he just reaches out and puts his hand over yours. I know what it's like when people don't. I'm not going to do that to you. You don't know what any of this means yet, but you're one step closer to figuring it out. You feel like you've just had some kind of mega prophecy, but it was too much all at once and too hard to understand. Could the Convergent domain handle this kind of information? Could they remember past lives like you? Is that what this room, this observatory, was meant for? The only thing you remember clearly from the visions is the image of yourself during glow season, standing at the top of that gnarlwood bluff just outside the colony, waiting for something. I kind of want to go talk to Sim about, see if Sim has anything to say about that. Since he's a gardener and that was Convergent domain tech, and clearly was something significant. And if Sim doesn't have anything to say on it, then we'll just head back home. It's not showing anything, but let's see. Yeah. As you approach Sim, holds a finger to his lips and bids you to approach quietly. Look through here, he whispers. Through a break in the trees, a small colt-like unisaur is taking its first halting steps in a small clearing. Its mother stands nearby, her sides heaving and gleaming with sweat. Just a few minutes old and already walking, Sim admires. Incredible, isn't it? Here, I brought you something. Crystal cluster. Sim examines the crystal for a moment and then hands it back to you. I think you better hold on to this, Selene. You may need it later. What's our relationship? We're already at 60 with him. And I can ask him to calm me down. Which I suppose I will do. You come up to Sim, practicing something that looks like yoga. His body moves in very unnatural ways, like he's double-jointed. There's so much possibility in this body, he observes. I cannot help but think humans don't appreciate the limits of their forms. I feel positively nubile. Help me calm down. Of course, Sim murmurs, stepping into your space. His cool hands alight on your cheeks, tilting your head to look in his eyes. Within moments, you feel the burden of your day lift off your shoulders, like a balloon floating away into the sky. Your consciousness reasserts itself sometime later, and you find yourself held in Sim's long arms. You blink away the brain fog and pull yourself together, thanking him for the experience. Sim smiles. It was a pleasure, Selene. Stay safe out there. Alright. So now let's head back home. So I wish he had something to say about that strange vision we had. But it is incentivizing us to try finding a way to go out during glow. little gazebo is set up as a waiting area for the automated transporters, which trundle back and forth between here and the colony. A sign reads, Autobus Depot, Western Resting Ridge. Water catch drone and 4 liters of water per day required in this zone. 4 liters of water? Wow. That is a lot. Should you experience dizziness, hallucinations, or loss of time, please report the location for further study. Unless that's saying 4 liters of water for all the explorers. I can't imagine a person drinking 4 liters of water per day. Yeah, we'll just go home. Are you sure this one the month? Yeah. Then we don't have to rest immediately because we didn't wear out all of our stress. But yeah, that was a cool event. You're browsing the colony bulletin board on your holopalm over breakfast when you notice a new post from Nomi. It seems to be a short story. The title is Xenos to the Rescue. Oh boy. You open the story and read through it. Wow, it's actually pretty good. Nomi did a great job of grounding the unrealistic premise of talking manticores with relatable characters and a strong emotional story. With your help on some of the finer details, Nomi's written something that truly elevates the art form. You get the notification through your holopalm that you've received some kudos, along with a message from Nomi. 25 kudos. Thanks for the help, Selene. Your royalties. Thanks, Nomi. Late Pollen. Late Pollen is nobody's birthday. Yep, we've read that one. You still hate the colony, as usual. Right? Hey, Dad? Yep. You're still shocked to be on a planet, even though it's been 7 years. What is it, Selene? Unless you're here to work, I'm busy. Yep. Mars. Just did her nails. Rex. Yeah, throwing a ball and catching himself. Cool. Nomi. Nomi's grooving along to music only they can hear through their hearspeak. They bump into you and gasp, gesturing to turn off their hearspeak. Oh my gosh, I didn't see you there. Sorry. They dust you off unnecessarily. Good as new. They chirp. What's going on, Selene? Cow. Yep. He's still talking about killing aliens is murder. Dang. Recombinant DNA. Yep, we've read that one. No new collectibles. Go bother Rex. Yep. Did you know those Helios don't have Vertinalia? Nim says. I guess that makes sense. It's a harvest festival, I guess. I'm gonna have to train triple hard this year to make up for all this competition. Alright. I am curious to quickly sneak into the depot. Not sneak. Head into the depot and see what there is that would be useful to buy. +1 bonus to pairs, +1 to flushes, +1 to straights, +1 to pairs. Kind of all are pretty terrible. Alright. Alright, I want to just keep doing the same things, but... yeah, I'm gonna do study engineering. I think that is what heads towards the event I'm looking for. And it is gonna still give me 3 reasoning, which will be nice. But it'll give me a ton of engineering. It says +1, but we usually get a bunch of bonus extra skills for doing well. And those will all go into engineering because it's the top skill. Which is a shame. Yeah. There it is. You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again, and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. Fix the robot, smash it before it hurts someone, or put it back out in the hall. fix the robot. Oh, Selene, thank you, Congruent says, wheeling in on her portable screen. I was running diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need somebody to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. I miss him. Congruent doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come help me in the robotics lab, just come down anytime. Now we can repair robots in engineering, which is what I was waiting for. It's +1 to blue cards, +2 bonus to straights. Alright. 3, 4. Okay, you're going to turn into a 6. I never really look at these bonuses, and I should, because then I'm always shocked when things aren't the numbers I expect them to be. So now I don't have a 4. Let's see. I go 5, 5, 6. That will be a 6. Then toss in like a 9. Sure. Autoplay fairy. You already have the best score. I usually don't have the best score. Now that I've got the autoplay fairy, I keep having the best one. What's with that? +1 engineering, meh. Extra kudos, nice. Alright. Early dust.